Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be from the Phoenix Cup. We are going to have an observer, of course. Night Elf versus Orc matchup. We have a couple of these recently, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Nicker spawning in as the yellow Night Elf player in the bottom left. He will be facing off against ZDR, the blue Orc player in the top right, so China versus Russia here in this Chinese tournament. Yeah, this is just a quick series. I'm not gonna cast the Phoenix Cup, so there's that. I might, maybe, if I'm maybe a lot more interested, or at least, yeah, if I'm desperate enough because I can't find any suitable replays, I will cast what's left of the Phoenix Cup. But anyway, it seems like standard start from both players, nothing too out of the ordinary here. So, yeah, it's like a month away from the new year, but I'm probably gonna start doing like sort of a New Year's resolution already. I've tossed out Fraps. I'm starting to use the OBS software, which is the Open Broadcaster software. It's fairly good, actually. The problem with the Fraps is the frame rate drop was really annoying, and surprisingly enough, OBS doesn't have that problem, so yeah, that's really good. Plus, OBS is very much like XSplit, where you can actually live stream. But since I am in such an obscure country, I don't think live streaming is necessarily a good option for me. I mean, I could try, but I don't know. I don't see it working out too well. So there's that. Blade Master coming out against a Demon Hunter here for Nicker. Nicker is going to be receiving the first bit of experience thanks to the Ancient War creeping there. Might be able to pick up Boots of Speed maybe. He is getting trapped by those ogres, annoyingly enough, and he might pick it up. I guess not. I'm sure he could have picked up a circlet at least. I'm not sure about the boots just yet, but yeah, it's not good for Nicker. He received quite a bit of damage for absolutely no gain. Blade Master is going to take out the High Priest here and pick himself the replenishment potion, and he's going to make a beeline straight over to the other High Priest, which is actually going to be started by Nicker, it looks like. And there we go. It seems like, yeah, ZDR should wait for this with the Blade Master. I'm not sure if Nicker actually spotted that grunt, but he should be aware that the Blade Master is nearby. And yeah, he is going to lose that High Priest to the Blade Master. A Wand of Illusion gets picked up by the BM as well. So the Demon Hunter unable to get any further experience out of that. He does have +6 claws of attack from the Ogre Warrior camp, but that's pretty much all he's going to get from that. Blade Master is completely out of mana thanks to the mana burn, but yeah, he is just going to take out this remaining camp. It seems like the Demon Hunter is going to take out this remaining couple of trappers here, so I guess it's not too bad for Nicker, even though not really a good start for him. That blunder at the merchant and no item from the High Priest, so yeah, definitely could have been better, but at least it wasn't disastrous. Another thing I wanted to point out before talking about this game is that I might go for a 4x3 resolution from 2016. I'm not going to do it for the remainder of 2015 because I need to like modify the overlays and all that, but yeah, probably going to do something like Back to Warcraft where I just have an overlay covering the black bars. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna overdo it. I don't have a Facebook to make those announcements or anything like that, so I gotta make these very, very subtle video messages. So there's that. It's Tech 2 for both players. ZDR is probably gonna go for the Bestiary Spirit Lodge, and Nicker should be going for the Ancient of Winds there. Seeing as there's no Hunter Soul, that does seem to be the case. And yeah. Music's very quiet, so I really hate these awkward moments. The Blade Master, or at least the Illusion Blade Master, is going to be blocking the entrance, preventing any further harassment. The Beastmaster gets picked up as the second hero. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain is going to get trained up as ZDR's second hero. Preservation staff gets transferred over to the Beastmaster. He is taking quite a bit of harassment from the Blade Master already, but he does have boots, so he will be able to get out of there. TP into the base thanks to the Cool Beast, and it seems like the Bestiary might be a little vulnerable here for our Orc player. Beastmaster is available for the Preservation staff if the Demon Hunter requires it. And we are going to have the Bestiary. Yeah, it's probably going to get cancelled there. No way he can actually save it. And just in time to get that cancelled, the Demon Hunter gains no experience, so yeah, that gets... and ZDR gets the refund from that cancellation. Cool Beast is still alive, but I don't think it can do too much damage. The Bestiary should be able to get completed now. One Cool Beast is not enough. Tauren Chieftain with the Endurance Aura, able to buff up those surrounding units. And of course is a really good tool against the Druids of Talons. Very nice pathing control here from the Tauren Chieftain. Might actually completely deny the Demon Hunter from actually getting some harassment down, and with that big fat Tauren, and there is absolutely no way the Demon Hunter can get through, and forcing a Preservation staff once again on the Demon Hunter. So yeah, nicely done from ZDR. Very good unit control so far, and we have the Druids of Talons on the way. Despite the Demon Hunter not getting too much damage down, being able to contain the Orc player in his own base is pretty beneficial. It is preventing the Blade Master from actually doing his job, harassing the Wisps and all that. It is allowing Nicker to actually get down some a massive unit, so that's pretty good in itself as well. We are going to be having, once again, TP staff. Maybe a cancellation on the Orc Burrow, but the damage is a little too much, and the Beastmaster once again saves the Demon Hunter. If ZDR was a little bit more reactive, he could maybe use another unit to block the Beastmaster from actually getting in range, forcing the Demon Hunter to use that TP scroll. So yeah, just a little improvement that he could do. Of course, I have no rights to actually criticize, so yeah, just pointing it out. We are gonna have this Rock Golem camp being cleared out. Maybe Troll Berserker and Shadow Priest gets hired up as well. So the Rock Golem camp will be taken out. Supply of 36, so not too heavy on the supply units there. Boots of Quel'Thes gets picked up by the Demon Hunter. Meanwhile, the Blade Master is nearby. Maybe go for a Creepjack there. And it seems like he will be going after the Trapper, as it is the only unit remaining. Army supply of 40 against 38, so we are fairly even. But remembering that pretty much all the Orc units, oh, very nice Tome of Experience there, as well as the Scroll of the Beast. We gotta remember that the Orc units have fairly high food costs, so even though it's fairly even, we have plenty more Druids of Talons for the Night Elf player, so that could be a bit of a problem. Blade Master should be getting to level 3, the Demon Hunter is halfway there. But yeah, level 3 for the Blade Master, getting that level 2 Windwalk. Level 3 is just such a crucial power point for every single hero. Getting that level 2 first ability is pretty good. The Frenzy Beasts, the level 2 Mana Burn. Not too sure on the level 2 Windwalk. That's probably not one of those impactful abilities, but yeah, regardless, Healing Ward gets dropped by the Tauren Chieftain. I actually have no idea where he picked that one up from. Actually I do, he picked it up from the Ogre Warrior over here, so yeah, it's pretty good to steal away a top tier consumable item from his opponent. Hawk is in the air, it is going to get netted, but yeah, not much commitment to take down the Hawk, as seems like ZDR is going to retreat. Tinkerer gets picked up as the third hero to finish this trifecta. Pretty common hero combinations from Nicker here. Very good anti-orc setup. Beastmaster very good as a harassive tool, and the Tinkerer is just really good when it comes to, you know, placing down those pocket factories. It seems the Beastmaster is going to get focused down, forcing a preservation staff, and yeah, he's going to get TP right back into this battlefield. Constant cyclones on the Blade Master, so it's really annoying, but nothing that ZDR could do about it, I guess. He doesn't have enough mana for a disenchant, so that is really bad. Of course, disenchanting's not like without its consequences. Spirit Link will get cancelled out as well, so this is a bit of a struggle here from ZDR. He is actually losing this fight. The one thing he could do maybe is focus down the Demon Hunter and force an early TP scroll. But yeah, with the Blade Master out of commission, it's very hard to do so. Another preservation staff gets tossed down on the Beastmaster, and the Demon Hunter is a little too forward there and might actually force the TP scroll. And there we go, right there. We're gonna lose the Spirit Walker for ZDR, but he is able to force the TP scroll for the Night Elf player. So Nicker, I would say he did decisively win that battle, but yeah, just was a little unlucky with his Demon Hunter. I would maybe suggest a second Preservation Staff. I'm actually surprised that the Demon Hunter has the Preservation Staff instead of the Beastmaster, but yeah, it was a good choice to toss it over to the Demon Hunter, as it was the Beastmaster that got focused down. High Priest gets taken out here as the Ogre Magi. I'm trying to remember if the Ogre Magi or it's the Ogre Mola that drops the item. We shall see. It is going to be the Ogre Magi, so the Greater Mana Potion probably came from this merchant. So the Mana Stone gets picked up by ZDR, so that is very good Mana Potion there. He's actually going to sell the Greater Mana Potion, as he already has his own thanks to the Mana Stone. Of course, 1 mana per second regeneration as well, I think. No, it's just flat out 25%. Okay, so it's not like the Health Stone. The item, what is the item? Where's the Tinker? There's the Tinker. Oh, wait, what? What is the item? Oh. Well, I was trying to act it, but the item was Helmet of Valor. Since I did like kind of cast it at this point and then started getting frame drops and then switched from Fraps to OBS, so yeah, the item was Helmet of Valor. So 4 strength, 4 agility, not too great on any hero really. I mean, the Beastmaster could use it for that extra health, or the Demon Hunter could use it for, you know, 4 more attack. I mean, he's already racking up 17 attack, so maybe, but I guess he just valued the gold a lot more. Lots of Druids of Talon, actually a full control group in fact, so yeah, nicely done from him. All master trained. The fairy dragons are also in the air as well, probably just to deal with those spirit walkers there. Windwalk on the Blade Master, but he is fairy fired, so he is still revealing himself. Peon gets chased down by the Goblin Tinker, who is at level 2, but not sure if we are going to see that second ability. Second ability is probably Cluster Rockets. But yeah, Pocket Factory takes quite a bit of mana, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to pick that up. Demon Hunter going to pick up an Invulnerability Potion just in case he gets focused down, or at least any one of his heroes gets focused down. And it seems like both players are going to start invading both players' bases. ZDR's gets attacked first. Clockwork Gnomes pretty good against buildings, but so are Raiders, and we have plenty more Raiders out for ZDR than Clockwork Gnomes for Nicker. So this is a very dangerous base race sort of scenario here. actually gonna force the TP scroll from Nicker, so all he did lose was an Altar of Elders. Nothing too impactful there. Needs to be careful with this Tinker. Yikes, getting ensnared immediately, but thanks to the Cyclones preventing the Blade Master from actually assassinating, we have a semi-decent Shockwave from the Turn Chieftain. Hopefully gets to place down another one, hopefully against all those Druids of Talons. Very nicely done there. Level 2 Shockwave. It does rack up some damage. Goblin Tinker gets focused down, but he does get preserved by one of those heroes there. Should get a second Preservation Staff just in case. But yeah, Mana Flare from the Fairy Dragon is kind of punishing those Spirit Walkers from actually casting those spells. Hawk is also in the air as well. And not too useful, I don't think, since Fairy Fire is pretty much a way of detection anyway. We have 2 invulnerability potions on that Blade Master, so he'll probably give it over to the Terran Chieftain if he can, because he is constantly getting cycloned to death. Druids of Talons are getting focused down. They are pretty vulnerable to Raiders, so not a good way of positioning his Druids of Talons, unfortunately. Nicker. Scroll Protection will be used to try and compensate for that. Level 4 on the Demon Hunter, so nothing too impactful there. TP Staff from the Beastmaster will get himself out of dodge, and it seems like ZDR is able to annihilate Nicker's army. So level 3 Tinker after picking up the Raider there, so yeah, despite being pretty good in terms of like food supply, it seems Nicker is kind of facing the problems against an Orc player, I guess, since Orc players are very tenacious. Blade Master is halfway to level 5. Oh, we have a Tree of Life? We are having a Tree of Life, so expand attempt from Nicker. Probably not going to happen for ZDR, however, as Orcs tend to be pretty all-in. Yeah, I don't know the factor on how Nicker actually lost that fight. I thought Druids of Talon focus would be enough, but I guess that was not. I'm not sure if it was the Turn Chieftain Shockwave either, because despite it being level 2, it didn't do a tremendous amount of damage. So yeah, maybe I should be a little bit more observant. So yeah, Frenzy Beast, it's gonna run out before actually reaching a base, so I'm not sure what it's. I guess it's just being used for scouting.
A player's forces are under attack.
The ZDR clearing out the top left base. I'm not sure if he's actually going to go for an expand. I think expand would be a little risky. He's probably going to set himself a little too thin across the map if he does. A bunch more druids once again from our Night Elf player. Yeah, and he's going to move out. So this time around the Tinker has level 2 Pocket Factory, so those gnomes are a little more tanky and deal a little more damage. Hopefully that will be enough, because the problem with dots is there are no frontline aside from your Beastmaster and Demon Hunters, so that's where the Pocket Factory should come in and try and just cover that weakness. We have plenty of Raiders here for ZDR, but yeah, it needs to be careful not to go headstrong. The Beastmaster is going to take a ton of damage using this scroll of healing, but the Preservation Staff was just not available. And that was because, yeah, he preserved earlier. And the Beastmaster TP'd back in, but that was not a good time to pick a fight. Losing himself a Beastmaster at level 3. See, that's where like the second Preservation Staff would have been pretty useful. But yeah, without the Altar of Elders, he is forced to revive through the tavern. Unless Tavern Revival actually requires an altar. I don't remember, honestly. It's been so long since I've actually hopped on Warcraft and played it. Yeah. We are going to low upkeep for
Player's forces are under attack.
Nicker, and he did revive the Beastmaster without the altar, so that confirms my question right there. Bat Riders. Okay. Interesting. We have a Troll Bat Rider in the air, probably just to take down the Fairy Dragon. But we have 2 Fairy Dragons, so that is another problem for our Orc player. No upgrades whatsoever. He is actually going for an expand, which is very surprising to me. But then again, it is nearing the point where the gold mines are starting to wear out, so expand
Player's forces
may be justified a bit. I have no idea what the item was. Oh, close attack plus 12. Perfect. Perfect for the Blade Master. He was lacking a bit in terms of attack damage, so that should be good enough. I'm not sure if we're going to add in a couple of Kodos or not, but the Troll Bat Rider has been spotted and does get focused down. Yikes, 2 health, but he does... Wow, he does blow up against a Fairy Dragon. Unfortunately, Fairy Dragons weren't quick on the draw, and yeah, that could have gone a little better for Nicker. And we are going to have a surround on the Terran Chieftain. Might force the TB scroll here. Oh, very close from ZDR. He almost lost himself a Terran Chieftain for last seconding it. But very nice surround from Nicker and forcing ZDR to take a ton of damage on this Terran Chieftain. Without the Shadow Hunter, it's very hard to actually replenish health, especially from a big unit like a Terran Chieftain. So yeah, that's gonna open a window of passiveness from ZDR most likely. And yeah, Nicker has a very good opportunity to win this game. I think. I hope. Like, I hope because I made that prediction. It's not like I'm biased. I'm trying not to be biased. I'm just, like, I already made that prediction because it looks like that. So I hope I'm not wrong, because I'm usually wrong when I make those predictions. Tree of Life gets spotted, and we're gonna have all these wisps try and repair the Tree of Life, maybe? I think at this point you just try and mine as much gold as you can before losing this Tree of Life. Here comes Nicker and his Druid of Talon Force. The Terran Chieftain is half health. He needed another salve before, you know, starting in a fight, but he is going to try and just toughen up here. Probably not a good idea from ZDR to corner himself. I actually have no idea why he cornered himself here. There's absolutely no way to escape from this now, so he has to fight. Blademaster is going to use the invulnerability potion there. He does have a Scroll of Healing if he needs it. There we go with a Shockwave, dealing a bit of damage against those Druid of Talons, but Scroll of Healing gets used by a Nicker, and that is going to rectify most of the AoE damage. Fairy Fire is still in its Mana Flare form, so that is going to force ZDR to reposition himself. Another Shockwave comes down, but Cyclones are taking the heroes out of the fight, and that seems to be a pretty decisive win from Nicker, as ZDR's forces slowly gets taken out, and it seems like my prediction finally gets right, and we are gonna have a GG coming down from ZDR. So despite Nicker having a fairly lower score, ZDR maybe made a little irrational decision, fighting with a Terran Chieftain half health and cornering himself to pretty bad spot. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I will see you guys in game 2. Take care.